All right, what up, people? It's your boy Chig from Human Evil Eye coming to you again with a brand new show. It's a show that if you're on my Twitter, you'll understand this will all make sense to you. If you're not on Twitter or you don't follow me on Twitter, and you're like, what the fuck is this? So this show is going to be a show that I do with Ola, covering all the big UFC and boxing events, and it's called the Filthy Casual and the Hardcore Show. I'm going to explain the title of that show in a minute. But joining me today is my boy Ola. So say hello to the people.
Yes, people, we're back on the channel again, bringing you some new sauce, some new things. As you know, whenever you catch me on Chig's show, when we're talking football, I always say, if you're into combat sport, MMA, boxing, we're your guys. And we just thought we'll put something together for you, man. And yeah, we'll see how it jumps off.
Yeah, see how you guys like it. Let us know. Right, so to explain the title, so with me, if you know me, you'll know that my mum, sporting wise, got me into two things. Arsenal is one, and boxing is another. I love my boxing. I love my boxing. And I would consider myself a hardcore fan of boxing, or as Ola so eloquently put it to me in WhatsApp earlier, a purist when it comes to the boxing. Whereas Ola, by his own admission, is a bit more of a kind of a knowledgeable, casual fan. Whereas when it comes to MMA, we are the complete opposite. So I am the dirty casual, the filthy casual, and Ola is the hardcore boxing fan. Hence the title of the show.
Very clever name, very clever title of the show. And I like how you put it together, man. You know, it's not all pretty face for Chig, you know, it's clever as
I
well.
mean, yeah, a little brain in there, so just a little bit. Uh, so yeah, so for me, it's just really about kind of going through some of the elements of what's going to happen on Saturday, because on Saturday it's a big combat sport day, a big combat sport day. There's not just one event happening. There's not even just two events happening. There's three events happening: two boxing and one big UFC card that's happening. Now, before we get to the UFC side of things, I thought let me cover the boxing stuff with you. I'm not going to go through the whole card of the two, but I'm literally just going to talk about the two main events that's taking place.
Yeah, main event, call main events on that.
Yeah, so let me talk about this. So in terms of these shows, in the UK shows, Amir Khan will fight Samuel Vargas on Saturday, the 8th of September. Ola, you know what? From a casual boxing fan, what is your opinion on Samuel Vargas?
I mean, it's been around the block. He's a fighter that knows his way around the ring, and on a good day, I actually think it's a good matchup for him and Khan. You know,
Sorry, when I say your opinion on Vargas, I mean your opinion on Amir Khan, I should say. Apologies.
no, it's cool. I actually think is a good matchup for Khan, and Khan, as we know, you know, from his rise from the Olympics, went into professional boxing. Didn't think he was going to go there that fast, but he rose up. He rose up the ranks pretty quick. Got himself known out there to the world of boxing, and but what people will tell you is maybe Khan's got a bit of a glass chin now, but Khan was a guy that always used to knock everybody out. All his opponents that he came up earlier on in his career knocked them out. I mean, sometimes before you even got back home to see in front of your television, um, Khan's already sparked out the man. The man's sparked out. The fight's over. Are you thinking I've just rushed, drove 100 mile an hour to this fight, and the fight's done already. I ain't even seen one punch, so you're having to catch everything on replay. But it's not been rosy for the last, say, three four fights for Khan. Um, he's had to reinvent himself, rebrand himself, change his camp. But
Just,
there's still yeah, go on.
no, what I was going to say, so with Amir Khan's record at the moment, it stands at 31-4. In terms of his last boxing results, I think, like you said, I think with Khan, and one thing I would say for Khan is the man is a must-see fighter. He has,
He's a showman.
For better or worse, he is a must-see fighter. I've never seen Amir Khan, particularly recently, in a dull fight. There's always something happening. He is a character in which, one thing I will say for him is, my man's been chasing big fights since he was 17. You know what made me feel really old? I found out the other day Amir Khan was 31.
You're getting on, Chig, man. You're getting on. I mean, it was like yesterday we saw Khan broke his duck in the Olympics, man. You know.
Amir Khan's 31. I was like, what? 31?
Yeah, man.
I mean, for me, that to me was the biggest surprise. Like learning his age recently, but his career, he's been through it, man. He's fought. The one thing I'll say for Khan, he's fought the best guys. He has, and again, for better or worse. I mean, forget his first loss against Greatest Prescott, which was a massive surprise back in the year 2008. 10 years already, fucking hell. But when you, in fact, thinking about it, that fight was 10 years tomorrow. The first time he was knocked out.
That's crazy, man.
But when you look at some of his career, he's fought people like Lamont Peterson, Zab Judah. Fucking hell, Zab Judah, who everybody knows who the fuck Zab Judah is.
He's a monster as well. It's no slouch.
Yeah, no slouch. Some would argue probably a legend in the game. And he stopped him after 5 rounds. Danny Garcia, he was pretty handily dispatched with when it comes to Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia, who's fighting this weekend as well, so I'll come back to that as well. And then obviously, I think the one that was pretty interesting to me, and I actually didn't watch this fight live, but I rewatched it. The reason I didn't watch it live was because, funny enough, I was on a stag do on this very day he fought, was against Canelo Alvarez, which probably to date is his biggest fight, his most high-profile fight. A fight that was just crazy. Canelo Alvarez is he's basically a middleweight that shrinks himself down to a welterweight, or at least at that time, he shrank himself down to a welterweight. And to be honest, honestly, I thought Conor was winning this fight until he got knocked out. He probably took the first 5 rounds.
That's what I was saying about the. Sorry, that's what I was saying about the reputation he's been putting together as, like, he's got this glass chin, but we know there's a fighter in there in Khan. I mean, Khan also he's been chasing, like you said, he's been chasing big fights since he was 17, and it didn't stop last year because he won a Mayweather. He was calling out Mayweather.
He's been calling out Mayweather for about 5 years, bro.
He's been calling he wants that big money fight as well, and you know, anybody that goes in the ring with Mayweather, they know it's gonna be a big payday for them, and you know, he's done enough for the sport, in my opinion, to get that big payday, and you know, I hope a fight comes along for him that, you know, that's gonna set him for life, and that's
the Kell Brook fight we want, isn't it? That's the one we really want. Him and Kell.
Yeah. I hope. Look, it takes. This is the thing that really gets me with boxing, right? And I love the sport from a distance, but the length of time it takes to put a fight together, is ridiculously long.
Yeah,
you know, if 2 people want to get it together, they want to do it. Just get the fight together, put the fight together, and next thing we know, announce the thing, do a press conference. Let's get the show on, and I think it takes longer in boxing to put fights together, and I can understand why, because everybody has to make sure the fight is right for them. and both camps have to know the fight's right for them. Both promoters have to know they can push the fight and get the fight in the right locations as well. So there's a lot that goes into it, and you have to appreciate that as a fight fan,
Yeah.
to understand that there's a lot of logistical things that goes with it to put a boxing fight together.
Yeah, it's all heavily money driven, isn't it? And that's the thing. I think that's why a lot of MMA fans, particularly the hardcore fans, have moved away from boxing a lot because
I'll tell you I agree 100% with you.
it's so political. And to be honest with you, even as a boxing guy, listen, I'll defend boxing as much as I can, but even I will say there's only so much I can defend it because you're right. There is a lot of political bullshit. By rights, Mayweather should have fought Manny Pacquiao 5 years before he did. How the fuck did it take 5 years? You know what
I mean, there was a lot of money that went into it, and it's probably, I will say, that's probably the main reason it took that long, because of the amount of payday that's been. I mean, if you look at the difference between MMA fights and boxing fights, especially high profile fights and big cards, the difference in paydays is 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 chalk and cheese. It's
Yeah.
chalk is so is night and day. The difference in payouts and
Let
what they get.
into perspective for you, yeah?
Yeah,
Demetrius Johnson, who just lost his title, right?
yeah,
He got paid $380,000 for his fight, right? Never mind the fact that the person that won only got, I say only, fucking hell, I'd love 100,000. He got $100,000 for his
yeah.
fight.
Cejudo.
Compare that to Dylan White, who's not a fucking champion. All right, he's ranked highly in all of the governing boards.
Oh yeah.
That man's got paid by Eddie Hearn. I think it was something in the region of about £5 million for his last fight.
This is why a lot of UFC fighters, they wouldn't mind doing just that one or twice in a lifetime crossover fight to get themselves set up for life with. I mean, with all this noise that Conor McGregor is making right now, I'm telling you right now, if it was to be put together, and I know Paulie wants it as well, if him and Paulie can get in the ring together,
let me tell you something.
They're gonna make dough.
Let me tell you something.
Serious money.
I love Paulie as a character. I think he's
both of them can talk trash.
I think he's an excellent analyst. I think he's an excellent commentator. I'm telling you now, and I'm a boxing guy, he'll get whacked the fuck up by McGregor. He'll get whacked the fuck up. He will. We basically saw previews of it. I'm telling you now, if it was back then.
So you think that sparring fight that Conor leaked at that time when he knocked him down and that.
Paulie's been retired for about I think it's about 3-4 years, and you can argue the last 2 years of his fighting career, he was basically retired anyway. I remember titles like the Italian title. I mean, what the fuck is that? What is that? What kind of title is that? So, for me, I think Conor would whack him up anyway. But yeah, I mean, so I think there's no point even debating this in terms of Amir Khan and Samuel Vargas. I don't see it ending as quickly as it did in the last fight because this Samuel Vargas guy has only been KO'd by, ironically, Danny Garcia. And one more person who I forget the name of. Oh my goodness, I've forgotten the name of that person. Why have I forgotten the name of that person? That is slipping. Errol Spence. So the last person that, funny enough, stopped Kell Brook. So yeah, I don't really see. I don't see it being ended in 30 seconds the way his last fight did. But I see Khan just schooling him, using his hand speed, boxing him on the outside and being an easy UD. They'll call for the Brook fight. Amir Khan will dodge the Brook fight, chasing the Pacquiao fight. And I think that's how that goes. I can't see it going in any other way.
No, I have to agree with you on that front there as well. I only see it going one way, and where do you see Khan going
Um,
after this fight though?
to me,
Where
I think he has 2 fights left. This is my personal opinion, by the way. I see him chasing that Pacquiao fight, getting that Pacquiao fight, probably beating Pacquiao at this stage of Pacquiao's career, um, and then deciding he wants one last payday and finally takes the Brook fight.
I think the Pacquiao fight would be good for him financially. Pacquiao is a big draw.
Uh,
It's a big draw,
I think he's got
regardless of.
his last 2 defeats. This Jeff Horn guy, I think, has damaged his. Well, I won't say he's damaged his legacy, but I think it's damaged his commercial value. I think personally, I wouldn't pay a Sky fee to watch Amir Khan versus Manny Pacquiao. Having said that, I would buy an Amir Khan versus Kell Brook, and I think Brook beats him. Just my personal opinion.
Yeah, I definitely watch Kell Brook Khan. That's gonna be a hell of a fight if that was to happen. I mean, the powers that be need to make that fight happen. Um, but Khan has to get himself marketable, as Bobby Burgess already said in the chat. Um, you know, he said it's Khan really a big money fight for anyone,
um,
and that's a big
That's an
question.
interesting question. To be honest with you, he's right and he's wrong. Because I think he's right in the sense that you could argue is Amir Khan a world title contender? In my opinion, no. But if we're looking at money draw in terms of he's exciting to watch, you can't argue. You can't tell me that the Brook Khan fight ain't a sellable fight. It is. Everyone wants to see that fucking fight. Everybody wants to see that fight. I also do think the way he knocked out my man in his last fight helped restore the British public's faith in Khan, which often takes a knock. People often are very quick to write off Khan with things that he's done, whether it's doing weird shit on camera or, just talking some wild shit about AJ. He does wild shit. So for better or worse, people are invested in the character of Amir Khan. And I think that's how he's marketable. I think he's You know what he is? He's a celebrity who can box. That's what
Yeah, I'd go along with that.
And I've always said that. He's an excellent boxer. People, don't get me wrong. We're talking about someone who's a silver medalist, someone who's a 2-weight world champion. Is Amir Khan going to be looked upon as a great? No. Not in my view. I feel like he's just someone who is a good celebrity who can box. That's how people look at him now. Don't get it twisted, people. Now, a celebrity who can box. Because he's more famous. He's just as famous these days for the shit he does outside of the ring than the shit he does in the ring. When was before the last fight, when was the last time he boxed? But yet people kept talking about Amir Khan for the weird shit.
It did celebrity jungle thing, did it? Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say. So that's my feelings on the Khan thing. How do you see the fight going on Saturday with Khan?
My guy William Collison, my guy that is supporting the show. Shouted him earlier on to join us on the show. He's just joined the comments and said, Khan's chin don't hold up in big fights.
Yeah,
so
that's why I think Kell Brook will knock him the fuck out.
That's a big worry. Even going on with this going into this fight with Vargas, I think it's a dangerous fight for him. And while he's trying to reinvent himself and rebrand himself, it's a dangerous fight.
It's a dangerous fight because he's a tough individual. So if Khan is not at it, he could get embarrassed by this Vargas guy, and then the Brook fight goes out the window. So he has to stay switched on. But in my view, I think he will. I think he'll sail through this Vargas test. If I was him, advising him, I would tell him to take that Brook fight by the end of the year, get that payday, and then get the fuck out of boxing. That would be what I would advise.
I mean, I wonder what his advisors and the people around him, people in his camp, would be saying to him in that regard. I mean, he's been around boxing long enough, you know, like you said, since he was 17. But this thing is like a drug, and you see, we've seen it with people. Even though if he comes out of boxing right now, another big money payout could easily draw him back into boxing. You know, Mayweather done it. Just one more go for 300 million with Conor. I mean, Hayes. What made Hayes come out of retirement and get embarrassed like that? So you know, this is the thing with boxing. You know, even with UFC, GSP was gone for so long. And if the money is right and the offer is right and the attraction is right, you come out of retirement and get in the octagon. So you know that there's just that thing with fighters. They can't. It's like and go back into the ring and got himself knocked the fuck out when he could have just retired gracefully. So you know these are the little things that happens with fighters. They can't get enough of it until, like, literally, it happened with Mike Tyson, who was the greatest of all, the greatest, one of the, well, maybe aside from Muhammad Ali, one of the greatest fighters you'd ever see. You know, retired, came back, got embarrassed by mans in South London. You know what I mean? So it's crazy. I don't know what it is with fighters. They tend to go away. They say they're done with it, and the next thing you know, they're back in the ring, and it's not always a pretty sight when it happens. But Mayweather made it look relatively easy.
Ask David Payne about that one. Fucking hell. Okay, so there's that fight. Let's quickly touch on this before we move on to UFC. So I think this is a really fucking good fight. I'm really looking forward to this. So that's Sean Porter versus Danny Garcia. This one I think will be an interesting fight. Ironically, two opponents of that previously fought, Kell Brook and Amir Khan, respectively. Both can bang. I think Garcia is the taller man. I personally think that Sean Porter hits harder. I think that will be a really, really good fight, and that's taking place in the early hours. In my gut feeling is that I think that Garcia will do enough to scrape a points victory. Do you have a particular winner in that one?
I mean, I like Sean Porter though.
I like Sean Porter too. He's a wild. I like him.
I mean, he gets wild in the ring, and he's not afraid to throw them hands. You know, he's one of those. It's one of those guys that you think when he's looking like it's over for him, he just comes out of nowhere and and leaves people out, and he's got a very good right hand on him as well. So, but like you said, you know, Garcia is a smart fighter. He's a smart fighter. He's just gonna walk him around the ring, and yeah, I could see going for Garcia as well, but I'd say around 8 stoppage. I think it'll be a TKO. Referee will be stopping that.
What, for who?
For Garcia.
For Garcia. Oh wow. Okay. That's for the vacant WBC welterweight championship, people. Right. So let's move on to the meat and potatoes of this show, and let's talk about. So this is where I expected Ola to thrive. This is his time. So let's talk about.
This is my wheelhouse.
Let's not even waste any time. Let's talk about the main event. Now, I know a lot of people are gonna. Let's be real here. Most people's eyes for UFC are on 229 because we all know what the fuck is happening.
That's where the real business is. But you know what? This is a very good warm up. It's a good foreplay.
I think so. I think this is a really good fight. Really good fight. And that is Tyrone Woodley facing UK's own Darren Till.
Liverpool is buzzing. Liverpool is buzzing.
Bruv, they know how to fight, they know how to box. Liverpool. Don't fuck with Liverpool, bro. Liverpool, them guys are about this life. And Darren Till is one of them people who is about this life. What do you think of this guy? Because to me, I'll be honest, there's two people that I'm on the hype train of. This guy is one of them. What's your opinion on Darren Till?
I like Darren Till. He's a big gorilla, as he calls himself. Mm-hmm. He's a big guy for the division he's in.
Yeah.
Really and truly, it should be in the middleweight.
Yeah.
It should really be in the middleweight, but he's in welterweight at the moment. I think he's got about 2 more fights in this division because weight cut is difficult for him.
Yeah.
And
he walks around at 200 pounds. So
it's crazy.
30 pounds.
It's crazy. I mean, people like Yo Romero, they find it difficult, and you know they in at 185, and they find it difficult to make weight for middleweight fight. So for him to have a walk around weight at 200 pounds, and have to shed off, you know, to make it to 170, 175, it's ridiculous. But I think with the way Woodley has controlled that division, it makes it a good matchup. But I think you see, Darren Till is a very, very unpredictable fighter. He's the type of fighter that will come forward. He's gonna walk down. He's gonna walk down Woodley in the fight, and I think he's gonna come forward. He's gonna put pressure on him. And Woodley's never had a fighter that's gonna come with the type of pressure that Darren Till is gonna be bringing. He's a very fearless young cat. He's greasy, man. He's as greasy as they come. And Woodley is gonna have his hands full with this one.
The one thing I would say, and as being a knowledgeable casual when it comes to MMA generally, is the one thing that captures me about Darren Till, he has something that's very similar to a Conor McGregor, a Floyd Mayweather. When they talk, you believe them. Because more often than not, you can see them backing it up. And there's something almost unflappable about him. He has this confidence that some would say is arrogance.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't even necessarily see it as arrogance. I see it as, no, this motherfucker just believes in himself. He clearly believes in himself. And when you're as big as him, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you believe?
I mean, when you fight legends like Donald Cerrone and treat Donald Cerrone the way he did, and that was all down to his own self-belief. Yeah. And it's almost as if this guy's got Klopp training him. You know what I mean? Because it's almost like Klopp is giving him. It's you know when you see what's that tennis guy from Scotland?
Oh, Murray.
Yeah, Andy Murray playing tennis, yeah, and he's got Fergie in the corner. Fergie going into the dressing room talking to him, and the next thing you know, you see Murray on the court and he's busting up everybody. It's like that. You know what I mean? I don't know where Till has got this confidence from. It's like he's been talking to Klopp about 1 or 2 things. And they got that Liverpool thing going on right now. The hype is going on. It's it's one of those where the self-belief is around and the support is going to be there. The support is going to be there for him. It's a massive fight. This is a guy that came up in the press conference, although we knew what he was talking about because obviously we live in England and we can understand his terminologies, and that when he said he didn't care about his girlfriend, he doesn't care about his daughter, all he cares about. But we all got it. All them Americans
we get it. We get it. All the Americans heard was what this motherfucker doesn't care about.
What's this guy talking about? You know, what kind of human being is this? This guy is despicable. But we got what he was trying to say, and basically he was just trying to say, look, I'm as focused, I'm laser focused right now. I do not care about nothing. I don't care about my girl. I don't care about no daughter. I don't care about pum pum. I don't care about nothing. Yeah. All I want is that belt from Woodley, and I'm going to do anything it takes to get the belt from him. And, you know, in a way, I think that might have got Woodley a little bit rattled because I've seen the press conferences between both of them.
Yeah.
And Woodley is showing him a lot of respect, more than what he'd show for other people.
Right.
So Woodley is a prop. If you see Woodley going back and forth with Colby, you know Woodley is a proper trash talker. But it's not doing that with Till.
No, because do you know what I'm finding really interesting about the Woodley approach? Like you say, it's not even so much the press conference, it's since. He's not really said that he's going to beat Till or he's going to kill Till or he's going to do this or he's going to do... Like with Colby, all this motherfucker was talking about is how he's going to kill him. How he wants a body. He's going to kill him. He's going to kill him. He's going to kill him. And I thought, fucking hell, you're a bit too emotional with this Colby thing. Don't get me wrong. I think he would have whooped Colby's ass. I think he would have whooped Colby's ass.
He'll batter Colby, man.
That's just my personal view. I think he would have whooped Colby's. Provided he didn't get too emotional, he would have whooped Colby's ass. This Till thing, I think to me, I think he is very aware of how big this guy is, how hard he hits. He's essentially fighting a middleweight. And that's what he has to have in his head. I'm hoping that his spot is just...
Let me flip this script for you now. Let me flip this script for you now because, you know, a lot of people, they've jumped on this Till thing. I'm actually backing Woodley on this fight.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why.
I was going to come
I'll tell you why. So, for me, Woodley is a wrestler, right? So, it don't matter how big you are or what reach you got on Woodley. It doesn't really matter because it's coming for the takedown. And when this guy grabs you, single leg takedown, double leg takedown, and he keeps you on the ground, he's an elite wrestler. And this guy is jiu-jitsu is top notch. He's trained with the best. His camp is one of the best. I mean, this guy is fully jacked. If you know his body shape is right up there with any wrestler out there, and he's one of the best. I mean, this guy trains with Lola. I mean, he's Lola's sparring partner. He's got a one-punch knockout power in his arm. Can use either hand, you know, to knock a man out. So for me, I think Woodley has more tools in his toolkit than Till does. And Till, by his own admission, already said my jiu-jitsu is crap. Yeah. I'm okay-ish, but if there's one flaw, it's the Muay Thai fighter exactly. If there's one flaw that I need to fix in my fight in Arsenal, it'd have to be my jiu-jitsu because my jiu-jitsu is crap. But with the Muay Thai thing, the man got big elbows, big arms. He can cover the distance quick on Woodley, but Woodley thrives on that, moving backwards. So when Woodley is moving backwards, that's where he generates the power to knock a man out. So the closer you're rushing towards him, the more he's able to gather the momentum to lay a man out. And he can duck out of the way easily. And the bigger Woodley is, the better for Wood. I mean, the bigger Till is, the better for Woodley because he can get right underneath him. He can get right underneath him, take a man down, and keep him down there. And I think on the other hand as well, if you look at the Wonder Boy fight with Woodley, it fought smart. They tried to say the fight was boring, but for me, the fight was technical. Right?
I liked the fight as well. Although controversially, I kind of thought Wonder Boy won the fight, bro. I'll be honest.
Do you see how many times he knocked down Wonder Boy? The amount of knockdowns that Wonder Boy got, because you see, that's the one thing that they need to revise, and I'll agree with you on that point, because the point scoring with the judges, you don't really know what they're really scoring the things on.
Yeah, I don't think they score leg kicks. I personally don't think they score leg kicks. And
I think is a very, very important part of the of the fight. I think they score takedowns, they score knockdowns, they score headshots, maybe accurate body shots. If it lands good, you get scores on it. And cage control, octagon control.
Because a lot of these judges that score UFC fights, they're boxing judges.
Yeah.
I think they're scoring everything above the kind of groin upwards. But whether they're scoring leg kicks is anyone's fucking guess.
But your biggest score is taking a man down.
Yeah.
If you take that's your biggest score in as far as the judges in the UFC are concerned. If you take somebody down and keep them down there for near enough a minute, you get the full score. That's your 10-9 already, irrespective of what that person does to you.
That's how
apart from knocking you out.
That's how DJ lost the fight, in my opinion.
That's how he lost the fight, yeah.
But because my man took him down, he didn't do shit.
He just kept him down there. Just kept him down there.
Just kept him down there. And I feel like Demetrius was winning with leg kicks.
But the scrambles was crazy, though. Did you see the scrambles?
Yeah.
The scrambles between him and Cejudo, man. That was high-level scrambles. The way DJ was popping back up, and I've been watching UFC a long time, but that's probably one of the best scrambles that I've seen from a man trying to get down. It was incredible showing. But back to Till and Woodley, I think he's got more tools in his box to take this fight. The only thing that I think is gonna go Till's way is fearless, and it might have gone into Woodley's head a little bit.
Yeah, I agree. I think for me, I know you're backing Woodley. Interestingly enough, no disrespect to Till, quite like Till, I like Woodley a little bit more. I hope Woodley wins. Having said that, I've got this feeling that round 2, Till might start Woodley, man. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I hope so.
And we have to take the weight cut into account.
Yeah, but because
if Darren Till
are crucial for Till.
It's crucial for Till. Because when you start going into the championship rounds 4 and 5, the gas is running on empty.
Yeah,
and Woodley's done that. It's a walk in the park for Woodley. He's done it with Damian Maia.
Woodley gasses sometimes. I think in the Wonder Boy fights, Woodley gassed towards the end of that fucking fight. He did.
I think to do it with someone like Damian Maia was crazy.
Yeah.
And Damian Maia is an elite level grappler.
Yeah.
So he had to stay 5 rounds with someone like Damian Maia in the octagon. So I think Woodley will probably take it to point. I was saying to one of my very, very good friends that Woodley is the type of guy. William, shout out to William if you're watching. Woodley is the type of guy that it will make this fight as boring as possible.
Yeah.
To get the W. It will make it technical. It will make it boring. It will do whatever it can. Not run away from Till, but do the bare minimum to rack up the points.
Fight in the Floyd Mayweather way.
Basically, just fight smart.
Yeah.
And if he fights smart, he's gonna win this fight.
Because
So
if Woodley loses that title, there ain't no fucking way in hell
he's not
that
getting a rematch.
given a rematch. No,
Because Dana White don't even like him. He's
There's
been
no way.
pissing off Dana White for a long time.
You know, it's like Dana's trying to dodge giving DJ a fucking rematch. You think Woodley's going to get it instead? No way, bro. So Woodley has to have that in his head, that he needs to find a way of getting through these rounds. And if he can get through round 3, then yes, of course, I make Woodley the favorite because of the weight cut. Purely because of the weight cut.
Because Darren Till, by his own admission, has already come out and said he's having a very bad weight cut, and he's not sure if how much more his body can take from this weight cut that he keeps doing. So that in itself is telling me it don't matter how much you prepare for a fight. When it comes to weight cut, it takes a significant amount of strength away from you. If you look at Daniel Cormier when he went to fight Stipe, the man had to put on weight, and with that, he didn't look drained. I mean, when he fought John Jones, he looked drained. He looked like somebody that just came out of the AIDS clinic.
No.
You know what I mean?
So did Conor. When Conor fought at 145, my man looked ill, bro.
He looked
ill.
But when they fight in Daniel Cormier is a real heavyweight.
Yeah,
he's a proper heavyweight, man. And for me, I think it's a shame that he's looking to retire in March, but there's nothing saying that it won't be coming back in for that payday. But going back to
Jones, he'll come back for Jones.
He'll come back for Jones. I think so as well.
Fight Brock, beat Brock, and then come back for Jones. 100%.
That's gonna be a hell of a fight, man. I can't wait for that to happen. But going back to this card, the co-main event. Let's talk about the co-main event.
Okay.
Shevchenko, Montano. Now, Shevchenko.
Montano is getting starched. Go on.
Oh my days.
This is a mixed match, bro. It's a mixed match.
I don't know what happened and how Shevchenko has got herself into, because she's going to run that division. But there's a girl in that division that I think should have fought Montano for the title, but she had a really bad weight cut, Sijara Eubanks.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. She had a really, really bad weight cut. And that's why she never, because she got to the final of the Ultimate Fighter with Montano, but eventually they made Mother Ferry jump into the octagon with her, and eventually Montano ended up beating up Mother Ferry for the title. But Montano ain't really defended the title since, right? And it was a title that was just created for a new division,
And she didn't even want this fight. I don't blame her.
She's been ducking this fight. She's been ducking this fight
for 9 months. I remember just seeing these constant stories of Valentino calling her out like I'm ready to fight. What's the problem? Like, where are you at? Are you injured? What are you hiding? What's the problem? And I don't blame her. Fucking the girl has had what? 31, 33, 32, 33 fights. Montano has had 6 fucking fights, and she's lost 2 of those. She's lost 2 of those.
I don't see anything apart from a win. Shevchenko is just going to drive. I see this fight finishing in the first 2 rounds. I seriously do. I feel.
KO'd.
For me, I feel sorry for Montano because she has to defend a title against someone with the skill set and skill level of Shevchenko.
Exactly.
I think she should have been defending it with the group that the division was created for, that she came up with in the Ultimate Fighter.
And remember, Shevchenko is a natural 135er, so I don't know how the fuck she's got herself down to 125.
It's crazy. Well, you know, the motivation to get that gold round your waist, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She been after a belt for so long. She ain't been able to get it with the people that stood in her way. People like Amanda Nunes. You
Mm.
know, she can't go up a weight to try and face someone like Cyborg. You know, she's gonna get murdered out there. So you know, the only way to go, and she you know, she's too big to be fighting in Joanna Joseph Jack
The 115. Yeah, she's way too big for that.
with Hunes. So the only way she's basically stuck between a rock and a hard place. So the
Yeah.
only place to go is to go call out Montano. And I feel sorry for her, man.
I feel for her, man. I feel for her. Because that's going to be a long fucking night. I ain't going to lie. That is going to be
Yeah,
a
man.
long night for her. Because she's going to
I
get
got to shout.
recorded.
I got to shout out the people in the chat, man. We've had unbelievable love tonight, man. On this pilot show, everybody is in the chat. They're all contributing to. If you guys got any questions out there, chuck it into the chat, and we'll try and get through it as quick as we can. Yeah, thank you for joining us tonight. I know it's Chig's platform, but we're going to be doing this thing on the regular. And we're going to preview fights. We're going to review fights, and you know it's going to be a regular occurrence on fight night. And you know you're in luck because September is a fight month.
It
It's
is
not
a
just
hard
fight
month.
night. It's not even a fight week. It's a fight month.
It is.
So
It
yeah,
really.
you're in luck for that one.
All right. Shout out to the people in the chat room. I know this thing will take its time building and building and building. And that's not to say that anyone who's still an Arsenal fan is like, Chig, are you burning the Arsenal thing? No, man. I still like arguing with everyone about Mustafi. It's fine. It's all right. I'm I'm just trying something new about a genuine interest of mine. So I hope you guys are liking the show. There's another fight on the main card I was interested in talking to you about, just to get your opinion.
Okay.
Let me actually get the damn card up because I actually don't remember it. Is there any questions that pop through in the chat?
Yeah, somebody, Lewis Palmer. Shout out to Lewis Palmer. He's been in the chat from the beginning. He said, "What is your opinion? Who, in your opinion, is the best UFC fighter of all time?" Um, I'll let you go first.
The greatest of all time is always a debate that I notice is brought up a lot whenever somebody fights. You know, is it DJ? Is it DC? Is it John Jones? Man, John Jones. John Jones is one that breaks my heart because it should be. In my opinion,
I'll give you 5 names.
It should be. But
let me narrow it down to 5 names for you.
All right, I could give you the answer. I'll let you know if the answer is in my is in your 5. Give me the 5 names.
Jones.
Yeah.
Anderson Silva.
Yeah.
Demetrius Johnson.
Yeah.
Daniel Cormier.
Yeah.
And GSP, George St. Pierre.
So my 1 is in your 5.
Okay. So we've got somewhere.
I personally love Cormier. He's a big fat guy like me, so I like Cormier.
And he ain't afraid to show people he loves fried chicken.
So I got some reserved love for Cormier, but it ain't Cormier. It should have been Jones, but my man is up away with the drug fairies, so not Jones. For that same reason, I can't take Silva seriously either. So for me, even though I suspect at some point in his career he's done some sort of drugs, it's got to be ESP. It has to be. Especially if my man fights the winner of Conor versus Khabib and then beats them. Who the fuck is debating this then? The man's won 3 or would have won 3 titles in 3 weight divisions. Now it's a debate. Will Dana let GSP fight for another fucking title? That is a real good question. I'm not so sure about it, but
I will have to go with you. With DC, and VP for the fight game is
You got
and
right
he's a
after that, bro. You got right after.
yeah, and he's a two division champion as well. Obviously, he had to make it vacant, but it basically ended Bisping's career. So I'd definitely go with Daniel Cromie. I don't think anybody is really gonna do
Daniel Cormier of GSP.
Daniel Cromie. I'm going with Daniel Cromie. And a
Okay.
honorable shout out for GSP.
Oh wow. Okay. You going with the champ? Fair enough.
Yeah. Honorable shout out for GSP. But yeah, definitely gotta be DC. I go
What
with
are the
DC on
chat
that
rooms?
one.
What are the chat rooms?
So C Lot AFC said GSP, Mighty Mouse, Bones, Mark, and Jones. So that's a good amount of people there. Mayhem Miller.
I will say this for Conor McGregor. I'll be honest with you, and maybe you might agree. In a weird way, as a fighter, Conor McGregor is still underrated, you know.
Yeah, Lewis Palmer just said to him, if McGregor beats Khabib, then he's the GOAT. How do you feel about that?
Ooh, what? He's in the conversation. He's definitely
It's right up there, man.
right up there.
It's right up there. It's right up there.
Who is also arguably the champ, who's never been defeated. To me, what stops me from calling him the GOAT, you got to fucking defend at some point.
Well, the quick point of correction there, Nick Diaz would argue that
and
they made him tap out.
And there you go. And there you go. But to me, you've got to defend at some point, bro. But if you consider champ, you never defend your title. So that's where I stop calling him the GOAT until he actually defends when he wins the title. That's why I'm not sure, even in that instance, I'd call him the GOAT. But I've said it before and I'll say it again. As a fighter, you can't
take his achievements away from him, man.
Yeah. I think he's really underrated. I really do, because you have all sorts of people talking wildness, like, all you got to do is take McGregor down and he's fucked. Like, really? Other than Nate, when has that really ever happened? Chad tried, and Chad gassed out. So when can you can't really say that about Conor. Not really. That's why I think this fight, to me, if I'm Khabib, I'm working on that ground, I'm working on that stand-up game, because fucking hell, bro. His boxing skills are not there. They're not there. And for me, I think Conor is better on the ground than Khabib is boxing. And that's where that fight becomes very interesting.
Yeah, it's gonna be a crazy fight, man.
Initially, I thought Khabib, but I'm not so sure anymore.
It's such a mismatch for skill level.
Yeah,
it's such a mismatch for skill level, and I don't know. We've got an elite level striker. We've got the best, probably one of the best wrestler in the lightweight division in Khabib, and it's just going to be a matter of who gets hold of who in this fight. And Conor could get hold of Khabib in the first round, and it could be over like his partner Aldo's lights, and it could Aldo in seconds. It could be all over just like that. Conor has got the of doing that, and when Dana said about Conor being the unicorn or a unicorn, he's a unique, he's a special human being. He believes what he says. He believes in his own shit, and that's confidence, man. That's confidence. And when you look at the fight with Khabib and Alquinta, the way Khabib was hanging out his chin in that fight, he got tagged quite a few times. And I thought to myself, wow, boy, I don't know if you want Conor, I don't even know if you want Tony Ferguson right now. Because the way you're hanging out your chin, proper strikers will take you, they'll knock you the fuck out.
Yeah.
I don't care how much of a Russian he is and how much of a beating he can take. When you're hanging out your chin that much, they are these people. The accuracy that these people tag chins on is ridiculous, and
Mm,
they're just gonna knock him the fuck out.
mm.
So I don't know if he's gonna be training for that, how to tuck his chin in, or how to move around and try and move around Conor. And he's gonna want to go in for that takedown. And when he does, Connor's gonna be waiting for him.
Well,
So
if I'm him, I do exactly that. I just charge for the simple reason that I think if he tries to box Conor, Conor will knock him the fuck out.
yeah,
I don't want to see him try that. And like you say, a Jose Aldo thing happens. He has
yeah,
to.
man.
He has to go to his strengths. His strength is this, just charging and just trying to smother Conor. I don't think his jiu-jitsu is that good, to be honest. This is just my opinion. Because whenever he gets people, he doesn't really submit them. He
The
doesn't.
comment is going mad.
The comment guy's going now. Okay,
The
well,
comments in here is going mad. Let me read out a few. Bobby Burgess said, "Fight start standing up. Remember that." CeeLo AFC said, "Kevin Lee and Raging Al. Can't wait to see that either." Kevin Lee is a ridiculous striker. Is a wicked trash talker as well. I love that guy, man. Um,
the problem with Kevin Lee, he literally calls everybody out. Like I don't even take the motherfucker seriously anymore. But
but
fighting wise, you can't fuck with him.
yeah,
Knows what he's doing.
Bobby Burgess said, look at what happened with Aldo, Jeremy Stevens. That was a crazy night for Aldo. Aldo
I
is
knew
now
I
waiting.
even so. I knew it.
Aldo is now waiting in the wings. But the fight that I really want to see, I know this Conor thing is overshadowed a lot of shit. The
Oh,
fight that I'm dying to see, Max Holloway, Brian fucking Ortega.
bro,
Um,
Ortega is the other guy that I'm hyped for, bro. That's the one that I'm gassed for. Because that motherfucker has a scary calm about him. I love
woo-hoo.
Max. I love Max. Listen, I
uh,
love Max.
I love Max, man, but
I ain't
Ortega
gonna
is,
lie. There's
oh my
a
god.
very calm when it comes to Ortega. That's some gangster shit. I know that motherfucker used to be a gang member, but he has a scary calm about him that would unsettle you if you're gonna fight him. So I like the kid. I do, man. I like that kid. He's set for big things. That guy.
Yeah,
He
man.
really
Yeah,
is.
man. Yeah, man. And Aldo is there waiting in the wings, just to see, what happens with them two, and hopefully he'll get a title shot.
Mm.
Um, Lewis Palmer just said, "Who do you think is the best trash talker of all time?" I'll let you take this one.
Uh, honestly,
The best UFC trash talker of all time.
honestly, I know people will say Chael, but for me, I think it's Conor. I honestly do. I think it's Conor.
Okay.
How about you?
I will go with Josh Koscheck.
You like Koscheck?
Josh Koscheck. Koscheck is a motherfucker. I'm telling you, this guy is talked himself into a lot of ass whooping. Talked into a lot of ass whooping. Trust me. Um, but he's not been able to back it up because a lot of the times he gets knocked the fuck out. But trust me, the amount of trash talking that he does, he goes anywhere. He goes anywhere. And Connor's took it to new heights. Don't get me wrong. Connor's took it to new heights. Nate Diaz is quite up there. He's right up there with trash talking. He will go toe to toe with you when it comes to trash talking. So
Do you
yeah,
put
I
Kobe
mean,
up there?
huh?
Do you put Kobe up there?
Kobe, I think he's following Connor's train, man, with the shit talking. But yeah,
Yeah.
he's getting under a few people's skins, and it makes it basically he's doing what Mayweather has done all
Yeah.
through his career. He's doing what Connor's done. Everybody wants to see them knock the fuck out. And Kobe is doing exactly that. And still, nobody's been able to do it.
He's playing the heel. If you're a wrestling fan, you'll know exactly what the heel is. He's playing the ultimate heel. So I can't hate on that.
Bobby Burgess just said, Romero, I love you, man. Yeah, I love you too, bro.
I love you, boy. Feels food, boy. Gosh, I wish I saw that fucking Bisping. As much as I love Bisping, even I wanted to see Bisping knock the fuck out by Romero. I'm gonna lie to you. By the way, bro, do you like Zabit? He's fighting on Saturday.
Oh man, Zabit is another dangerous. He's a dangerous fucker. He's new to the scene a little bit. You know what I mean? He's not been around for a long for that long. Yeah. But you know, it comes from that neck of the woods where Khabib comes from, and this guy looks long and lanky, but some of these things he does in the octagon, man, you're thinking, how are you doing that? The size of the guy, and yeah, I'm looking forward to his rise. I think he's gonna rise up pretty quickly. I think he's gonna beat up a lot of guys as well, because the reach that this guy has is, I don't know how he's in that weight class. How is he in that weight class? No, you know, I don't get it, but he's gonna dominate it. He's gonna dominate that weight class.
I give that Brandon guy a lot of credit because he came in last minute as a replacement for what is my man's name? Who's the guy that got injured that was supposed to fight Zabit? Chat room, help us out.
Who's that?
No, the guy that was supposed to fight Zabit on Saturday, but he pulled out with an injury, and they drafted this Brandon Davis in as a relate.
Oh yeah, Rodriguez.
That's the one. Yeah, Rodriguez. I would have loved to have seen that fight. I'd have loved to have seen that fight, but it is what it is, man.
It's crazy. Anyway, it's crazy, man. It's crazy, man.
Is there any more questions before we wrap things up?
Let me dig out two more questions for you.
Two more questions.
Bobby Burgess, he just said Nunes or Cyborg. Amanda Cyborg. Nunes or Cyborg.
I can't bet against it. I think Nunes is excellent.
It's hard to.
Honestly, I think Cyborg can beat a couple of men. So I'll be real. I think she can beat some men.
Bro, I think you know I've been sat down there and I was trying to work this out. Like, how does this girl get punched in the face by a striker like Holly Holmes and nothing? It looked like she ain't even been in a fight.
Fight, yeah.
I came to the conclusion.
Initially, I missed that fight. I just saw like. In fact, I saw like a headline, like a quick video, and they were raising Cyborg's hand, and she looked completely fine. But then people were saying, no, that fight was a lot closer than you would think it was. So I rewatched it, and although I would say Cyborg won in the end fairly comfortably, it was close. A couple of rounds were close.
Yeah, a couple of rounds were definitely close. And Cyborg got tagged a lot in the fight as well. But it looked like she didn't have no marks on her face, and I came to the conclusion that Cyborg is definitely got Botox. She's been doing Botox.
Something's going on there. Something is going on there. I'll leave it there. I will leave it there. Cyborg for sure. To me, no woman can beat this one. No woman can, not at her weight. Maybe at another weight. You need to drain this woman down.
Yeah, man. I don't think anybody can beat her.
If it was at 135, Nunes all day, because I know Cyborg hates cutting weight. But at 145,
Nunes have to go up the weight, man. And boy, it's gonna be a long night. But both of them are the best at what they do for their weight classes.
Yeah,
and that's why this fight is such a super fight.
Yeah.
So Zamir Patwa, this is the last question, and I'll answer it. Said, I got a question for you. How do we get rid of Stan Kroenke? I'll say lock Stan Kroenke in the octagon with Khabib and let Khabib batter him while he's telling him you need to leave Arsenal. You need to get the fuck out of Arsenal. You know you need to do this. You know we fans deserve to have Arsenal to ourselves. Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
That's what Khabib is.
That is the perfect
So
way to sign off. That is the perfect way to sign off. So thank you guys for joining us for the show. Like Ola says, it's a pilot just to really gauge people's interest, just to see if they liked this show. Me and Ola will at least do this show throughout September, and then obviously cover the Conor and Khabib fight, and then
yeah, we'll definitely be doing that.
We'll probably have a conversation just to see if we'll continue after that. But until then, Ola, let the people know where they can find you, bro.
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter, Capital Scorpions. No, on YouTube, Capital Scorpions TV. You can find me on YouTube on there. Go to my channel. On Twitter, Black Scorpion Free. Same on Instagram, Black Scorpion Free. Go find me on Instagram. If you follow me, I'll follow you back on there as well. And maximum respect for everybody that's joined us tonight. Really appreciate the love that you guys have shown us. And yeah, we're going to try and keep it going for you. Zamir Patwa, I did try to pronounce your name properly. I think I did. I hope I did. Because Chig is really, really good at killing names off. Trust me. You know what Chig calling your name.
Sure. So yeah, you people, everything he's just said in the description below if you want to find his Twitter and his YouTube channel. As is mine. So my Twitter is @ColossalChig. The link is in the description below. And you just hit the subscribe button. So I mainly cover Arsenal. That will not stop. I'll be back next week with some more Arsenal-related stuff. But I don't want this to just be an Arsenal channel. I want this to be, things I like.
Entertainment channel.
Yeah, an entertainment channel. That's what I want to. Fucking hell, I'll be honest with you. I love True Geordie, for example, and he covers everything. And that's what I eventually want to grow and do. And this is part of that transition. So for me, I hope you guys really like it. Do hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. Me and Ola will be back, by the way. We'll be back on Sunday to review everything that happened in 2
Go break it all down.
We'll break it all down. All down. We'll mainly keep that UFC. We might mention again briefly about the boxing results with Khan and obviously with Sean Porter and Danny Garcia. But we'll mainly keep that to be a UFC review where we can really break it down. I'm actually going to genuinely stay up in the early hours to watch this fucking fight. So I'll be watching this shit live. Probably be tweeting. So definitely follow me on Twitter. And that's pretty much it, people. I hope you like the show. Share, spread the word about the show, man. We'll continue to give you content. And in the meantime, we'll leave you guys to it. So take care, people. That's it from me.
Salute.
Peace. Hold on. Can't even stop it yet.